Welcome back. You're watching Global Lens on News9 Live with me, Neha Khanna. Let's now turn our attention to the big battle that's taking place at the box office this weekend. Well, unless you've been living under a rock, you would have most definitely heard of all the hype and hoopla over two mega Hollywood movies that have released worldwide this week, including in India. Yes, we're talking about Barbie and Oppenheimer. These are films that people can't seem to stop talking about and gushing over. Amid a promotional blitzkrieg on the social media and off it, and an endless stream of memes, the two movies, it seems, acquired a cult status even before their release. All the excitement and online chatter around the two movies is being described as an internet phenomenon, and their simultaneous release is a cultural event of epic proportions, say film critics. Let's take a detailed look at what these two movies are all about. The genres they belong to couldn't be more different. The Queen of Dreams meets the Lord of Death, say movie watchers. Let's start with Barbie. Greta Gerwig's Barbie stars Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken. The cast of the film includes multiple other prominent celebrities as well. As the title suggests, the film has been inspired by Mattel fashion dolls. The visually vibrant film, with an estimated production cost of $145 million, excluding marketing expenses, is widely expected to generate upwards of $100 million in revenue in the US and Canada alone over just its first weekend. Barbie is based on one of the most influential fashion and cultural icons of this century, the Barbie fashion doll that has shaped the dreams of millions of children all over the world. She has always been the unparalleled queen of fashion, and the movie has brought back nostalgia-fueled fashion trends. Vintage fashion statements are returning, and designers are thrilled over what has come to be known as the Barbie core trend, with even A-listers from Hollywood to Bollywood jumping onto the bandwagon and channeling their inner Barbie. What are film critics saying about Barbie? BBC's Nicholas Barber writes, "It's not just a genuinely funny and warm-hearted live-action comedy, and there aren't many of those around these days. It's also an art house passion project, so bold, inventive, and politically charged that it is sure to be nominated for all sorts of awards. Barbie as the Best Picture nominee at the 2024 Oscars? I wouldn't bet against it," he says. Not everyone is swooning over Barbie, though. Hollywood Report's David Rooney writes, "Gerwig delights in the richness and weirdness of her material in this clever send-up of Barbie dolls and their fraught legacy. It's impressive how much the director, known for her shrewd and narratively precise dramas, has fit into a corporate movie. Barbie is driven by jokes, sometimes laugh out loud, always chuckle-worthy, that poke light fun at Mattel, brought the ridiculousness of the doll's lore and gesture at the contradictions of our sexist society. However smartly done, Barbie is an ominousness haunts the exercise. The muddied politics and flat emotional landing of Barbie are signs that the picture ultimately serves a brand." Now let's take a look at Oppenheimer. With a budget of at least $100 million before marketing, it is projected to achieve approximately $50 million in the US domestic ticket sales alone over the first weekend. Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan, stars Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., and Jack Quaid. The film is based on J. Robert Oppenheimer, an American physicist known as the father of the atomic bomb. He is the man credited for the invention of the atomic bomb. His contributions to science have obviously had a profound impact on history. The film promises to take viewers on a captivating journey of his life and work. Oppenheimer is expected to set the box office on fire. Let's now see how the two movies stack up against each other. According to Warner Brothers, Barbie has already garnered about $30 million in pre-sales, and the studio hopes for a weekend ticket sales figure close to $75 million. The film has been strategically scheduled for screenings on approximately 4,200 screens across North America and targets a PG-13 audience. In contrast, Universal Pictures behind Oppenheimer, an R-rated historical drama revolving around the creation of the atomic bomb, has chosen not to comment on its box office predictions. Well, The film has been released on approximately 3,600 screens in the US. The runtime of Barbie is just under 2 hours, while Oppenheimer extends to 3 hours, limiting the number of screenings that theaters can accommodate within the weekend. However, Oppenheimer holds the advantage of being shown on most of North America's large format screens with a ticket surcharge of up to $12 in New York. IMAX has dedicated its entire screening schedule to Christopher Nolan's film for the next 3 weeks. Barbie boasts an impressive cast, including renowned stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, while Oppenheimer features Cillian Murphy in the lead role. The former primarily targets a female audience, focusing on the appeal of toys. On the other hand, Oppenheimer, written and directed by one of Hollywood's most revered filmmakers, explores a more serious and dramatic narrative appealing to a male audience. These films represent a clash between comedy and drama, the brightest facets of human imagination versus the darkest realms of reality. Their stark contrasts make them compelling choices for moviegoers, no doubt. Unlike in the case of Barbie, it is the genius filmmaker Christopher Nolan, more than the subject of his film, who is the cause of the frenzy for Oppenheimer. Nolan is known for his penchant to keep things real, to shoot on IMAX film cameras, and fans went crazy when he revealed that Oppenheimer has no VFX involved and that he has recreated the Trinity test, the first ever detonation of a nuclear weapon in the film. But guess what? The newest internet phenomenon, thanks to these two movies, is Barbenheimer. When the release dates for the two films were announced, the portmanteau of Barbenheimer started off as a meme that mocked Barbie, calling it a David that was up against a Goliath. Gradually, gender stereotypes came into the picture, and most people realized that it wasn't really femininity versus masculinity, but more of pink pairing up with black. Then came a shaking of hands between the two fandoms, and that created quite organically a trend that was fueled by poster artists and merchandise. However, according to reports on Hollywood portals like Variety and Deadline, Barbie is far ahead of Oppenheimer in the preliminary domestic weekend statistics. But a PG-13 movie's performance against an R-rated movie cannot be accurately quantified. In Western markets, Barbie has emerged as the clear winner, with a staggering $110 million opening projected in the US versus Oppenheimer's $50 million. Barbie is eyeing around $165 million worldwide, while Oppenheimer is likely to clock in $45 million outside of the US, with a near $100 million global start. But here's what is interesting. While Barbie is leading the world, in India, Oppenheimer rules. Here, Oppenheimer has captured more opening weekend sales than Barbie has. Ticketing platform Book My Show says Nolan's film notched up 360,000 tickets in advance sales in India versus Barbie's 91,000. Cinema chain PVR is expecting Oppenheimer to do box office business of 7 to 8 crore in India and Barbie to trail at 4 to 5 crore on the opening weekend. So why is Oppenheimer winning this contest in India? Here, both films are restricted to markets in bigger cities. India remains a big fan base for director Christopher Nolan, who has previously delivered blockbusters including Inception, Interstellar, and The Dark Knight Rises. The film was shot using a combination of IMAX 65mm and 65mm large format film, including for the first time sections in IMAX black and white analog photography to enhance the storytelling experience. People are reportedly traveling from all over to IMAX screens to catch shows in the first few days before the spoilers are out. Oppenheimer is also the first non-franchise Hollywood movie to have early morning shows at 3 a.m. Yes, you heard that right, 3 a.m. Despite tickets being priced as high as 2,450 rupees in some cases, shows have been completely sold out.
We wanted to go see it as soon as possible because you can't avoid spoilers these days, and also kind of the only day we were all free over the holidays. So sort of ended up being here on release day, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just about supporting like original movies as well. I think with a lot of franchise movies right now, I think it's important that, especially on this day where two big non-franchise films are releasing, it's important to go and see them as soon as possible and support that and tell studios that that's what we want.
It's just the best way to watch it. It's 70mm in IMAX. We like Christopher Nolan films, don't we?
Christopher Nolan, Cillian Murphy, Matt Damon, yeah. And the subject matter is fantastic as well.
Yeah, we've heard it's pretty dark. And yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Greta Gerwig, she pulls, so can't go wrong. It's all good.
I expected a lot from this movie and not disappointed at all. It was amazing. The message that it was given for the women, it was great. So amazing movie, really.
We're seeing Barbie first
Barbie
today.
first, not first.
You can't do Oppenheimer and then just go straight into Barbie. Odd.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's an odd
Barbie
one.
could be like a little pellet
you think
cleanser or
it's,
something.
Barbie?
Yeah. But
No,
no, we're doing Barbie
no,
first
first,
today.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got the 10 o'clock-ish screening for Barbie, and then we're out of the cinema. We're going to go take a quick break, and then we're going to go right to the front row. We're going to watch Oppenheimer, right up there, right as the atomic bombs explode in front of our eyes. It's going to be amazing, yeah.
I think Oppenheimer first and then Barbie, because Barbie's more fun and uplifting.
So, is it going to be Barbie for you this weekend or Oppenheimer? Of course, there is also the option of Mission Impossible 7 if you are a Tom Cruise fan and a fan of the franchise. Who isn't, right? Well, lots to think about this weekend. We're leaving you with that. Thanks so much for watching.